Good day everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss the evolution of culture and how these changes affect us. What is evolution? Evolution is the change in the characteristics of a species over several generations and relies on the process of natural selection. The theory of evolution is based on the idea that all species are related and gradually change over time. This means that evolution is a process of getting into a new phase or involved changes over the period of time in which species are affected into evolution. What is culture? Culture is a word for the way of life of groups of people, meaning the way they do things. Different groups may have different cultures. A culture is passed on the next generation by learning, whereas genetics are passed on by heredity. It talks about what is life of people and what their tradition being practiced is. Culture is like a thing that can be passed on generation to generation and also throughout heredity. It can be passed as well. What is evolution of culture? Cultural evolution is the idea that human cultural changes in socially transmitted beliefs, knowledge, customs, skills, attitude, languages, and also called socio-cultural evolution, the development of one or more cultures from simpler to more complex forms. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the subject was viewed as a unilinear phenomenon that describes the evolution of human behavior as a whole. It has since been understood as a multilinear phenomenon that describes the evolution of individual cultures or societies. Causes of evolution of culture. First is natural selection. Natural selection is a mechanism of evolution. Organisms that are more adapted to their environment are more likely to survive and pass on the genes that aided their success. This process causes species to change and diverge over time. The ones who is selected from natural selection can have the ability to survive and pass the genes onto another species and diverge over time. Second is migration. Migration helps in improving the quality of life of people. It helps to improve social life of people as they learn about new culture, customs, and languages, which helps to improve brotherhood among people. It is a process of moving or transferring from one place to another to find new life. Through migration, a person who transfers from one another place is now learning a new culture to adapt in order to relate himself to a place where he was transferred. Third is drift. Fads and styles are example of cultural drift. For example, the change from the requirement to wear a tie in order to go into a formal business meeting, to the acceptability of going to the meeting dressed informally without a tie. This means that you have to follow what is required in order for you to fit yourself what is being trend. If people wear neckties, office, you should have to because it is the culture inside. Fourth is transformation. Transformation is a shift that can take place throughout an entire organization or in individual departments and teams. It requires changing the hearts, minds, and skills of the workforce to support the desired culture. Fifth is invention. Inventions may shape a culture when people use them in a place of older ways of carrying out activities and relating to others, or as a way to carry out new kinds of activities. Their adoption reflects and may shape cultural values, and their use may require new norms for new situations. How these changes affect us. Cultures provide important social and economic benefits, with improved learning and health, increased tolerance, and opportunities to come together with others. Culture enhances our quality of life and increases overall well-being for both individuals and communities. Thank you for listening.